on changing locations and shit. Man, into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit, man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago, they ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool, I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace, I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend, we should try again. You been on my mind, you should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl, you know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you.
Yeah, it's Goddess. And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo. We stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat that. And we ain't scared of running, what you thought we bleed that? It's only one team over here, that's Cowboys, believe that. Yeah, this you got is the poet. Big up West Coast Cowboy, HTM Sports, and Landlord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out. Now don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC. Yeah, DC 4L.
31 teams in the NFL. His system is designed to stop 25 teams.
Shit, I need a linebacker that's over 200 pounds. I need a defensive tackle that you got to pull away from the buffet. He's gone, so no.
Let's talk about that.
But yeah, that's a large part. That's a large part of your
I gotta
team.
make this point because I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about it until you mentioned it. So I gotta get this out before it flees me, and the nation needs to hear this.
And we are live. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Henny the Moore reporting live from the liquor store, man. And to my right, we got Boss Cowboy. Usually this is the time where I talk crazy about Landlord. He's right there in that spot. But we got the brother Boss in here, so we're going to be a little bit more cordial today, man. So what's good with you over there, my brother?
What's up with it, man? Ready to work. And I want to first say thank you, bro, for driving today. I just got my computer back. So I appreciate everybody, man, that donated to it. I just want to say some acknowledgements to them real quick. And a lot of these happen with just no expectation. So give me a second to pull up the people that donated, and we appreciate it. And I love y'all because I didn't even ask for this, and y'all really showed out. I'm just waiting on it to pop up. But Philip, Angie, those are the latest two, but they was the ones that came through in a significant way to where I got my computer. I'm streaming back on my computer now. So Henny gonna be holding me down today. So I had Philip, Angie, David B, David, Banks, just all of y'all who supported the CashApp. Y'all got this computer out. Appreciate it.
And that's real, man. We got the realest supporters in the world, man. They always come through and show love. So appreciate y'all for looking out for my brother. And cause listen, man, if y'all hadn't, we wouldn't be finna be on the verge doing this fire ass show we finna do, man. So I appreciate y'all. And hey, you gotta say we finna go 15-2. So the reason we have gathered here today is the Dallas Cowboys schedule for the 2025 season is out. Now, we've known the opponents for months. Like, they dropped the opponents way back when. So we already knew we had a tough slate of games. But now we actually know the order of operations. Y'all did math in school. Y'all remember PIM this, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And y'all know what came first, second, and third, all the other good stuff. So now we finna talk about the order this actually comes in. Really, boss, because I don't like skipping over anything. Before I put the graphic up, this is actually our preseason schedule. So before we even get to the regular season, because we got way too many holes just to jump into the regular season first. Because August 9th, we'll have our first preseason game against the Rams. We're going to actually be in LA. Then we'll host the Baltimore Ravens on the 16th. Then we'll host the Atlanta Falcons on a Friday night game on the 22nd. Before we actually talk about the schedule, man, what are some of the competitions that you're looking for getting settled over the course of preseason?
The competitions that I want settled?
Yes.
Man, I'm glad that you asked that question. Because obviously we've been pushing for some campaigns, right? Obviously we've been pushing for Respect One Tag, which you started. Appreciate that. That's a beautiful One Tag hashtag. So with some of this, I'm going to be honest, man, and I've been thinking about this a couple of days. Some of this, the Dallas Cowboys are going to do like what they did with Malik Hooker. So remember when we picked up Malik Hooker, we picked up Kazi first. Remember that?
Yeah.
We picked him up from Atlanta. And you could tell that they put him on a trial run, right? So it was one of those things to where they're going to be prudent with their finances at this point. They're going to go out there and say, okay, let's get eyes on these guys first before we start spending. And then they're going to spend. So that's exactly what they did with Malik Hooker. 2 days after first training camp practices, that's when they signed Malik Hooker and brought him on in. So what that said to me is they looked at Kazi and said, okay, we still need more. He was also obviously a low cost at the time, Malik Hooker, and they brought him in. So I would want, obviously, us to do the same thing at One Tech and run it back. I think that's what they're going to do. I just need them to be honest on what they see. I hope they're not in some of our guys' stuff and let's take this for the long haul, because they also did it the long way, right? They brought James Washington in, and every time he got hurt, it's like it bought him time. But after a while, if you keep getting hurt every time you enter the field, it's like we just should have went and got T.Y. Hilton. So I would want the running back to be established by then. I would want One Tech to be established by then. And I would want corner to be established by those first preseasons. I want us to fully know before we show up. And actually, before that, to be honest. With One Tech, I want it before preseason.
All right, so that's the one that's going to bother me, because I feel like in One Tech, I don't think they're going to let them hit enough in training camp for me to know if I want this particular One Tech over this particular One Tech if it's close.
Right.
Like, for me personally, I think it has to be against other, and it's not even real game action, because some of these guys ain't gonna make NFL team. They might play some scrubs, but I at least need to see them play against, guards that they haven't played, the entire month against. Like, you get to a point, you play somebody so much, they tendencies. Like, you might not even be that good. You might just know this guy like the back of your hand. So I might just need to see you against some unfamiliar opponent just to get a feel for you. But I understand exactly what you're saying, though. But I just feel for that position, because they ain't gonna be really hidden and stuff like that. At least not with the intent to hurt each other. Like, they ain't gonna be going 1,000% against each other and like that. So I need to see a little bit of something in training camp.
Yeah.
And preseason.
Yeah. But the reason why I said I want the One Techs before training camp is because, last year we brought in Linval Joseph and we brought in Phillips late. And so what we did in error, in my opinion, is we judged them too soon. We saw Phillips get blown off the ball, right? And we was done with it. Even though he had a good game one, and we sent him off to Buffalo where he ended up turning up. So it's like remember when me and you was looking at Raekwon, right?
Yeah, Raekwon Davis.
We was looking at Raekwon Davis, and game one was bad. But what me and you did is say, let's skip to game 5, because the same thing happened to our guys. They started off slow, but then they got in a rhythm. And then when we looked at game 5, he looked like a totally different Raekwon Davis, you know. So one tech is one of those things that you gotta let that position cook sometimes. You know, you gotta let them coaches get in there and work with those guys. You gotta sometimes let those guys even get in condition. You know, it's those type of things that happen with big boys that make us sometimes, to me, falsely evaluate some of these guys. So I want that position in before preseason. I want those guys at the start of training camp. I want him to do what he said he was going to do last year, where he said he was going to get those defensive tackles in there before camp.
Now, see, I agree with you on the point of getting them in beforehand. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to bring an extra person in, I want that to happen sooner than later. But, you know, like, we just talk about a competition between who's already on the roster. Like, I think I want to let that play out because we don't have to play a game till week 1. I want the best possible person playing week 1, you know, out the gate. So I want some battle testing. But I understand your point 1,000% because I feel like Linval Joseph and Jordan Phillips probably get out to a better start if they had the training camp reps.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, you get them in your building, you get them used to your style of play, your coaching. Because Zimmer them also had to figure it out. Because Zimmer, what turned Mozzie and them around is Zimmer said basically they start stopping the run better when I allowed those guys to attack. So he said when I put those guys in attack mode, okay, appreciate that. Basically when he put them in attack mode, that actually freed them up and they did much better, you know. So it's one of those things. And real quick, Lou in the building, man. What's up, my brother Lou? Yeah, shout out to my brother, content creator. And me and Lou gonna have a major boxing match this Sunday. Hopefully you show up because we go crank up DC Universe again. Just for this time, just as we kind of getting out of everything, we'll sum it up. But yeah, me and Lou gonna have to box, so y'all gonna see something y'all have never seen.
What y'all boxing about?
Man, you gonna probably want to get in this too, bro. We talking about Luka, man, and
Luka
Nico.
Doncic?
Yeah, because you know I'm dead ass on Nico.
Man,
Y'all need to apologize to Nico, but we'll say that to Sunday. I'm boxing
right.
everybody on that.
You right. We sure gonna save it for Sunday because we ain't let. He already
we boxing.
He already light skinned, so there's already a strike against him.
Yeah, because you low key light skinned. I don't know why you think you brown skinned. I'm brown. You light. You a shade too light. No, bro, it's not the light, bro. You know, bro, you is not one of us, man. You not one of us, bro. Like I'm the real brown. You are high yellow. Now you kind of light. Yeah, you been in the sun. That's all it is. That's you work in the sun, bro.
The sun is crazy.
Yeah, so but that would be that since you asked about preseason. Yeah.
Bet. Well, I'm down with that. Another competition they were talking about real quick before we talk about the schedule. Wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that Jalen Tolbert should just be in the driver's seat for that position.
I say this, man. I see it different than a lot of people, man. I think it's gonna help them.
Like I think it should be like a real competition. Like anybody should be able to throw their hats in, go out there and ball. Cause we know CeeDee Lamb ain't gonna play. George Pick is already an established veteran. He's not gonna be playing in preseason. So you're gonna see Jonathan Mingo. You're gonna see Jalen Tolbert. You'll see some of the guys that been collecting dust on the practice squad. And you'll see some of these guys like Holden and Josh Kelly and stuff like that. Like I believe you should have a true open wide receiver 3 competition at this point. Because Jalen Tolbert, this is last year on the contract anyway.
I think that's gonna happen, I think that's gonna happen naturally. You know, I just think they gonna do better than what people think. To be honest, I think they gonna do much better than what people think. I think now that we got Pickens, it's almost gonna be like what happened with Cedric Wilson. We love Cedric Wilson, but Cedric Wilson was our fault.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like, if Tolbert come in and he doing 4 or 5 touchdowns as the 4th receiver, we gonna love him. And it's but we not putting that pressure on him, and him not having the pressure to have to be number 2 or even number 3. I think let him play a little bit loose. You know, so I think it's gonna help him. And I think Mingo going to the number 3 is going to also turn him up, you know? So if we ever go dime, which most teams don't do anymore, and dime for people that might not know, that's when you have 4 receivers on the field. if we ever go down, we're gonna be a dangerous dime. We're gonna be a quality dime. We're gonna be able to really spread teams out and hurt them if we choose to air it out like that. Like, so if we kind of in a 2-minute offense or a comeback situation, I think all them receivers gonna look better than we got Pickens. I think every one of them. And I'm also gonna say this. I'm still open for Tolbert being number 2. There's no proof that that's gonna happen, but I ain't gonna never count nobody out because I don't know what kind of work he did this offseason. Because remember, Miles Austin showed up out of nowhere. None of us thought Miles Austin was gonna be what he became, but he obviously put in some suicide work, for lack of better words. YouTube, don't strike me for that. But he put in some major work. I didn't mean it in the context. You might take it on your AI. But he put in the work to come in. So I just want competition to have this perfect work. That's what I want to see at all the positions. And I really want to stand behind Brian Schottenheimer, who says he wants all the guys to have to earn it every day. So if they got to earn it every day, I'm not going to over-assume that anybody got it in the bag, even though most of them should, like Pickens.
Yeah, like, listen, that's fair. And I also believe that they'll be better, having reduced roles. Jalen Tolbert just wasn't consistent as a 2. He had some games he got off, like the Pittsburgh game. He shined, like he did real good things in the Pittsburgh game. But it's the consistency week in and week out that separates wide receivers, to the tiers. Like week in and week out, the expectation for CeeDee Lamb is to go for almost 100 yards, to catch touchdowns, make plays, be the number 1 option, get open, right? So that's what separates him from everybody else. He is consistently good week in, week out, and him having an off game is a rarity. And then, the pecking order just decreases from there. Jalen Tolbert has flashes. It's just he doesn't have them consistently enough to, consistently be a number 2 wide receiver, But against lesser competition in a lesser role, not having to, go up against number 2 corners or number 1 corners, like he'll be much better. I believe that for John Domingo as well. So, I think, having Pickens will unlock the offense, but at the same time, I do want the competition, in preseason and training camp, because if iron sharpens iron, man, then like them boys gonna be some killers.
Yeah, and it's gonna be the first test of Brian Schottenheimer. I want to read a comment from Calvin Jefferson, if you don't mind. He said, respectfully, I think starters need a couple of series in the preseason, especially with the changes in coaching. We need to hit the ground running week 1. See, Calvin, you just hit on like something that I'm and I'm just being honest, that I don't feel quite comfortable with yet. I don't think we're managing to have a fast start. I don't see the management to have a fast start. So, and I want to see stuff like that. And that's going to be one of the first tests of Brian Schottenheimer that we got to get ready for let Brian cook. Because if he has a vision like that, and then he's at odds with front office, because see, front office, they start having what Coach Marv used to call Camp Cupcake when Sean Lee got hurt in training camp. So they start being very passive on the plans of the starters and stuff like that ever since then. And I think it was a combination of also Mike McCarthy too, who sometimes in some teams do elect this, and I'm just being honest, they do elect to have a season like this because of the extra game. They start kind of saying, we're going to use the first 3 games as our preseason. But when you do it like that, you also risk and slower starts, to Calvin's point. So if you want to model to me a team, to me, that team is Kansas City. Kansas City has their starters playing a lot, and they've been doing it, and they've been playing longer than all the other teams because they've been going deeper consistently than everybody. But yet they still take their starters and they have them play those preseasons deep, right? So it's like they have a toughness model in their prep that we don't have. But I can also say I've seen us healthier going into December except for last year.
Right.
So it's a yeah.
And I'll say this: you are correct. And not only with Sean Lee, we remember what happened to Tony Romo in preseason in 2016 when the Dak Prescott era started. Broke his back in a preseason game. And I don't think that they let the starting quarterback play extensive time in preseason ever since then either.
Yeah.
So, I think it is them being a little gun shy. But as you pointed out, if the best quarterback in the league and the multi-time Super Bowl champion is playing in preseason, then you might, want to consider playing in preseason.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say one more thing too, man. Just stealing this from my friend Real Truth, who's one of the top NFL trainers in the world. He called our facilities Disneyland. He said it's too nice, and that's something else I would want us to steal from Kansas City. Like, I had this ideal about 2 years ago, and I didn't even know this until Real Truth told me. But if I had an NFL team, at least once a week, I would make them go practice at a high school stadium. I would have them have to also carry all the equipment too, like we used to. Put all your shoulder pads, everything in the bag, everything. Get on a yellow ass bus and go. Because to me, you always want to remind people that's what got you here. See, it's too nice in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as you played, DMV know, man, our locker rooms, they didn't stink, they stank. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They stank. But then, like, when I was at my high school locker room, I'm talking about, but you get used to it. When you first go in that locker room, it stank. Then it starts smelling like home. Like, this is the smell of football. You hear me? And guess what Andy Reid does in his training camp?
Make no practice at high school, don't he?
He make them go stay in college dorms.
Next best thing.
Yeah, it's the next best thing. And it's so like, imagine you being Patrick Mahomes and you're a multi-millionaire and you used to stand on this bed and then with silk sheets roaming the house and DMV. What's up, fellas?
What's good with y'all, man?
You know what I'm saying? Stand on these silk sheets and just, you got this king size bed. You got a 200 screen inch TV, not a 60 or 100. You got 200. You know what I mean? You got 8K, right? But then every day you waking up in practice, you waking up and you got a dorm mate. No TV, all football. That's how it was when we was coming in college. I remember my tour days in college. It was lonely. It was all football. But if they put me back in the environment of this is what made y'all earn it, the millions. That's why Kansas City plays so hard. Because they're reminded and they appreciate it just because of how Andy Reid have them versus us. It's clear blue skies, the best weather, right?
Training
the fans
in LA,
right? Autographs. It's all cute. It's not dog football. That's one thing I wish Jerry Nim would do. Jerry Nim, he takes pride in, and I love this about him and don't like this about him. I love that he's so excellent. He said this about his stadium, and this is true. He said, I want it to be so clean, you feel like you can eat off the floor. He dead serious about that. If you go to any practice in Frisco, if you go to any game at AT&T, it's the most pristine, beautiful facility in the world, period. It's always clean. The steak's always good. The juice always fresh. The ice always cold. The AC always perfect. That but it's too nice. It's like it don't make the guys football. So that would be something that I would want to see us do is intentionally get dirty. Dirty up your team a little bit, Jerry.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Man, you ready to dive into this shit?
Let's go.
Man, because you ain't tell not one lie about that. Cause we know they pretty boys and they Hollywood.
Yeah, it make you soft. And I'm being honest, man. Everybody can't stay hard, man. I'm just being honest, bro. I think some dudes stay hard because they hard. I think Dak ain't never forget coming up with his big brothers. I swear to God.
In the trailer park.
I swear, Dak still play backyard. That's why he pissed me off sometimes because he don't know when to slide. He's still back there with his little brothers. His big brothers. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Zeke was a tough MFer. He never forget. He never forgot. But I'm going to tell the truth, man. Tyler Smith, I liked him better coming straight out of Tulsa. He was more gangster. He was nastier. But Tulsa had the more backwood facilities. You know what I mean? It wasn't first class. Tulsa was gritty, And I'm just being honest, man. And I think it's turning my boy a little Hollywood. That's why I really wanted Booker, because I wanted somebody to bring him back to himself. I ain't mean to go on that soapbox.
You good, Kenfo. We Gucci. We just finna talk about opponents and schedules, all the other good stuff, man. So we just go through them one by one. We open up on the road against the dirty, filthy, shit-eating, chlamydia-infested, raggedy body, ugly Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
All right. Then we gonna backdoor, and this is what I really want to say. We can split, we can sweep, but we cannot lose game 1 and game 2. You do not want to start the season down 0-2 in the NFC and in the NFC East. You don't want those kind of problems to start the season.
Okay.
All right, so let's move forward. Week 3, we're going to the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm. Are we giving predictions or just talking about it?
All of them, because we gonna just name them off. Then we'll give predictions on after we get through the opponents.
Okay.
Week 4 revenge game against the Green Bay Packers. They're gonna be back in Dallas for the first time since the massacre.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go up on the road against the Jets. We're gonna be on the road against the Carolina Panthers. We're going to see Washington at the crib. Then we're gonna go to Mile High. We're gonna welcome Kyler Murray little ass back to Dallas. We're gonna go on a bye week, pop out, go to Vegas. We're gonna welcome in the Eagles, followed by the Kansas City Chiefs. We're gonna go to Detroit, welcome in the Vikings, welcome in the Chargers. Then we end on the road against the Commanders and the Giants. So now let's give our predictions.
Let's go.
All right, man. I'm calling an upset week 1. And the reason I'm calling an upset week 1 is this. They're going to go out there. They really got love for Brian Schottenheimer. The game's going to be played on Dak Prescott mama birthday. I know he's going to be locked in, want to put on performance for Mr. Peggy. They've never seen the Dallas Cowboys offense with a George Pickens in it. And as quiet as kept, no matter how good those corners are, they're children. Right? They are kids. Cooper DeJean, no matter how good he is a second-year corner. Quinyon Mitchell, you are a second-year corner. We have firepower at this point, and the Eagles still have not done their due diligence in getting an edge. While Tyler Guyton has struggled, this is not a game I expect Tyler Guyton to struggle in, because I don't think that Nolan Smith has turned that corner just yet. We talk about a guy that only had 6.5 sacks last year. So I believe the Dallas Cowboys have a schematical advantage when you talk about being able to line up with CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Tolbert, and them against that secondary, and not having the threat of a real pass rush outside of the middle. We brought in Tyler Booker just for a guy like Jalen Carter and them. So I can put enough points week 1. The only concern I have is stopping Saquon Barkley. If we can do that, I think we can generate enough of a pass rush with the people we brought in to be able to hassle Jalen Hurts. So I can see us pulling off an upset against the Philadelphia Eagles. What say you?
I say the way we built right now, we go take an L. And I want us to actually take some L's early part in the season, because I want pressure on us to make some moves up into the trade deadline. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want it to go too well in the beginning. I kind of want it to be kind of more up and down in the beginning, to where it makes us aggressive to try to solve some problems. If it's going too well, it can mag some of the holes that could trip us up in the playoffs. So the way we're built right now, it's gonna test the theories that I believe. So I definitely believe in the running game, right? I believe in trench ball. I do. That's not just talk to me. It's another team that believes in that. It's your Eagles. Your Eagles will go run the goddamn ball at us, okay? They go run the ball nonstop at us. And that's going to be the test if we run in there with these one techs. And a lot of people don't really understand the difference. I was hearing, certain people talking about it, and they was, in their minds was saying that we are stable. They think because we have Osa, and they think because we have Solomon Thomas, that 3 techs, but people don't understand that that's not a run stopping position. No, especially the way Eberflus uses his 3 techs. So people need to go really study the fundamentals of a 4-3 which is usually what Eberflus runs as a base D, even though he's going to have some 3-4 principles. Because if you don't understand the difference, you're putting all the DTs in the same category, and they don't. Your main person that's going to be responsible for helping you on run stopping in his 4-3 is your one tech position. That's Mozzie. That's Justin
Rogers.
Justin Rogers. That is those types. So a lot of our fans, and even some of our content creators, don't even understand the difference. So they putting it out there like we're good. We're not good. And it's Mozzie, I believe, is going to be good because we saw him last year on Philly, and we both saw the improvement. It was great improvement versus Dickerson. True or false?
Yeah, he played a lot better.
He played a lot better than his year one on him. So I trust Mozzie, but what most people, they don't understand is that Mozzie is not going to be playing one tech 100% of the snaps. If you go look at his historical snaps, he going to give you about 50% of the reps. So the other 50% is going to be by guys who have no experience going against the number one offensive line. I don't see us winning. And if I'm being all the way honest, I would want that game to be a humbling ass game to make us go shop immediately, because that's what we actually did the last time. When did we get Jonathan Hankins?
I'm trying to see because I don't actually remember. But
We got Jonathan Hankins the day after we played Philly. Yes. And I swear to God, because I remember it like it was yesterday. Because I remember what they was doing. Their center, the Hall of Fame center, man. I can't remember his name, man.
It is Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey. He was literally running up to the line. He was telling Quentin Bohanna, you know what we getting ready to do.
You know what? Was that 2022?
Yeah, when we got Jonathan Hankins. You could double check it. Go look y'all go double check and see if I'm lying. We played Philly that Sunday. We got Jonathan Hankins that Monday. So, and that'll be a game that honestly, all losses ain't bad. Some losses it'll make you retool. You know, and I for the long haul, I want us to retool. So the best thing that can happen for us is us to learn to respect one tech by a team that's gonna run at us and they not gonna stop. And I'm gonna tell you what they will also try to do. They know what we got. They know we got Pickens. They know Dak can throw the ball. What is a smart team gonna always try to do?
Oh, you got a high-power offense. You're gonna try to keep them off the field.
They go try to keep them off the field. So what that's why they go try to play keep away, ball control.
But I was gonna say this: the inverse is also true. Schottenheimer ain't gonna go in here and try to throw the ball 40 times either.
Yeah.
So to be fair,
I hope you're right. We don't know that.
I know that because everything about the history says that. Even
history says it, but history also didn't have him with Jerry and Steven meddling.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna trust Schottenheimer and what he preached.
You trust?
He fought for Tyler Booker, didn't
he? He did.
All right, then. So listen, we're gonna have to give him some.
That don't mean he gonna always get his way, and we just being honest. This is a friendly fight.
Yeah, listen, it doesn't mean he's gonna always get his way, but I want to see it play out first. We'll get our answers and do.
So you just want to hope he gonna get his way with his identity. That's what you hoping.
He calling the plays. What they gonna do? They
gonna
run on the field. They gonna run on the field and stop him.
Well, I say this. I know he calling the plays, but you know, like he totally kicked that difference statement in the teeth. I would say for pick one. He kicked that deference. Remember, Jerry said he shows deference. Mm-hmm. So the way that he fought for Booker, it made me say that we got a man's man. But I'm just being honest, man. Can I just be honest? Do I have to? Can I be honest all the way without having fear of repercussions of you judging me?
No, speak your mind, bro.
I know my front office, bro. I know that they really, really, really like to be hands-on. They love it. They are football men that love football, and they love having a voice. They don't want to sit back. Football not fun to them when somebody else doing it. They like to drive too. That's why Mike McCarthy said, and Jerry said, that every Monday they was in the personnel meetings. That's pressure, dog. That's pressure. Even if you, like, just the fact that after every game we got to talk about personnel, that's pressure, right? It's this type of pressure. It's that sort of pressure. It's this type of stuff. Hey, I'm looking at the snap count, and we traded Flamingo 4th round, and he only had 2 targets. What's going on? Well, CeeDee, I like that Pickens had a great game, but CeeDee Lamb is our number 1, and I want to make sure that he's not clamoring for the ball. You see what I'm saying? It's so even if you pushing back at them, it's the pressure of them always questioning you about personnel every Monday. You feeling the pressure just in the talks, just with them having a conversation. Hey, what's going on with Gallup? Like, what we gonna do about getting him going? You see what I'm saying? It's that type of pressure they put on you. So it's not that they going out there calling plays. It's that they basically kind of let it be known what they would prefer.
Well, listen, he gonna have to show me then.
Yeah.
Because listen,
that's real.
That is true.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you ain't finna find me mid-season either. So you don't like what I'm doing, you can holler at me at the end. I ain't got no long-term
I like what
contract
you're saying.
anyway.
I like what you're saying.
They're not gonna fire him mid-season. He
Yeah.
don't got a long-term contract anyway. So I might well go out here, coach the way I want to coach.
Yeah, I agree.
My first time out, and listen, if you don't like the way I'm doing it, you can get rid of me.
Right.
Like hell, a lot of y'all thought that he was gonna be a 1-year coach any damn way.
Right.
So like, if y'all undermining me, I might as well go out on my sword.
I say the same thing, and then I'm gonna say one more thing. We'll get back to the list.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, we got 1 year for Brian to be able to do it his way. This is why we got to be aggressive for Brian now too, because we know that if Brian don't get it done in year 1, which is hard odds, we know what Jerry and them gonna start doing year 2. They gonna start being way more involved. So they do this with all their coaches. They get them a lot of rope year 1, and then if you don't get it done, they start snipping away at your rope, and they start kind of influencing a little bit more. So that let Brian cook campaign gonna have to be loud. This the last thing I'm also say about game 1. If we was to win game 1, y'all gonna hate for me to say this, but I gotta say it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This ain't right for me to say. It's gonna be on Dak. And I hate that, bro. I hate that the way that we aligned, that is putting pressure on him to have to go against an onslaught of a running team and an offense that's gonna be hard to stop.
Now, see, the only way I differ, because we say it's on Dak right now because we don't have any idea what this run game looks like. Because we don't know who the established running back. We don't even know if we can run the ball. We just know that we want to run the ball. So, my thing is this: if we win the game, I think a couple things happen, because this is a very good football team.
They the champs
on their home field. They're gonna be juiced. They're gonna be
and they good
raising the banner. They're gonna be So if we go out there and win, a couple things happened. One, we contain Saquon Barkley by hook or crook. Like, I'm not sure if we really stopped him or if their play calling was suspect. You got to remember, this is going to be a new offensive coordinator as well. This is going to be their offensive coordinator's first game.
Right.
Calling. So we ain't going to really know if we stop
Saquon
or if the play calling's off. Because listen, this is what I will say. If you win on first and second down, you can dictate a lot of things. If you win on first down, it's a 1 yard run. If you win on second down, it's a 2-yard run. Once you get into 3rd and 7,
it's
even
tough.
with the Philadelphia Eagles, it's probably a passing situation.
But let's just talk about it. That's why I say how we build now.
Down,
so you already raised some concerns.
Yeah.
You not confident on our running game, but you confident on theirs, right? Okay.
Yes, I'm very confident.
You not confident on our corners.
The quarterback and the running back.
That's why I say how we're built right now.
No.
if we walked in there how we are right now,
like right now,
you can't be confident in our corners going against AJ and D. Smith. Let's just be honest.
Nah, I'm confident.
Yeah,
in
for
the
one of
run
them.
For one of them.
And he would likely
we'll have
also
to figure
struggle
it
against
out.
AJ, just to be honest. Yeah, because
If
see,
it's
AJ, bigger
I
receivers
saw
give
that
him
already.
problems. Let's be honest.
DK
See what I'm
Metcalf
saying? So,
murdered it.
and I'm just being
Like,
honest matchup wise. I'm just being all the way honest matchup wise. So, if we sell out to stop Saquon, that's gonna leave D. Smith on a backup corner or AJ on a backup corner, and you got a quarterback in Hurts that's very good at the vertical ball, very good.
So my question to you is, who would your corners be right now as of today? Because that is a question that we haven't even talked about before we go through these matchups. Like,
Let's talk about it.
I'm not
Carson,
going to count Javon Revel.
Troy Pride, and Bland. Those are your three.
Those are your three.
Or
So
Izzy.
You're not putting Izzy at slot?
I'll probably put AJ. You know what I would do, bro? I would say Izzy. Go get on AJ, bro. Follow him. That would be my curveball because Izzy to me steps up on stuff like that. Izzy also matches him in terms of size, right?
I think he actually taller. He
not as round. So
you know what I'm saying?
Like I know some people say that's wild. To me, that's not wild at all because you took Izzy and you put him on old boy for Tampa.
Chris Godwin.
You know, if I had to, I would say Izzy, go be a superstar, brother. This is your chance. This is your chance to go act a fool again and be a gamer. I also think that matchup all the way favors him. He don't do as good. Put him on D. Smith. D. Smith go smoking, bro. I'm gonna say that right now.
He ain't got the.
Yeah, he ain't got that agility. D. Smith is way too agile. Let Bland deal with D. Smith. That's what I would do, and then let Troy Pride eat the rest. That's what I would say in terms of to try to have the best matchup possible.
Now, do you think Elam is going to take a step in his development, or do you think that Kalen Carson is going to take a step? Because that's really why I want to see preseason before I say how I feel about some of this. Because when I felt good about Donovan Wilson, it was off of preseason. He out there catching all the interceptions. When I felt good, and I'm not saying it always translates, because I feel good about Little Legs in preseason. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, I would like to see some of these guys play and know what I'm working with going into this, because it is a crapshoot. And then I have a concern of if they trying to put Javon Revel on the field week 1.
Yeah.
But we know how they do. We know how they do when they talk about guys coming back from injury. They always end up back on the field a little bit too early.
Yeah, I mean.
So that's another concern for mine. Like, Javon Revel might be a starting corner next week 1, and he probably shouldn't even be on the field.
Yeah. And that's why when we doing these predictions, I really would want to do 2. I would want to do one that if it was the team like I want built and the team that's currently built. Because if it
all right, then let's do 2 then. We got
all right, so if it's the team that's currently assembled now, we taking the L. If it's the team, or Dak will have to play like God, and I've seen him play like that, where he just go, he turned up on the Eagles, and it would have to be one of those games. I'm talking about Dak will have to put up 354 touchdowns, no interceptions, super clean and efficient. Like, and that's hard against the number 1 D, y'all. Listen, that's the number 1 D we going against, okay? So, you know, that's asking a lot out of Dak, but Dak, he turns up in the division, but the way that we're built is gonna have to be Dak having a God game, and I'm being honest, y'all. Dak will have to have one of those God games, bro.
It's possible, you know what I'm saying? Because the inverse is while we have no idea what we do in the corner, I at least feel confident in our wide receivers against them.
Oh yeah.
No, from a,
oh yeah,
I feel very comfortable.
I'm talking about I'm sleeping like a baby on that. That matchup.
Yeah. And hey, I gave Lou some credit too, because I had put together a list of some of the defensive tackles that we're gonna play this year, man. And I don't know if my boy Brock Hopper. Shit. No, I ain't gonna hold you. You know, it's different when you put.
Hey, you my dog, bro.
White,
That's why you gonna always be my brother, dog. That's why I'm talking about forever, bro. Talk to him. Tell him.
So,
and I also want to say this, bro.
Quick.
I gotta say this again, bro. Everybody should be thanking Team Trenches, bro. Y'all should be thanking Team Trenches, because see, if it wasn't been for Team Trenches, you wouldn't have had Booker and Pickens, bro. We would have had Hoffman and Matthew Golden. Am I lying? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. So when you look at this gauntlet, bro, thank Team Trenches, bro. For real. Thank Team Trenches for pushing. And I kept telling everybody, bro, look at the division and the people we getting ready to go against. I was saying that all season.
Listen, I at least went and
found you did. That's why you my dog, though, bro, because you keep it 100. Like, you know, you keep it 100, bro. And you right. You also kept it 100 on this. You said once we got the weapon, I was going to put on a Trenches chain, and you've been wearing it. Let's go.
Shit, so let's do it, man. Jalen Carter twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said Henny making me feel like I'm watching an old Bruce Lee movie.
For real?
They said the Wi-Fi.
That boy say like an old Bruce Lee movie. Hey. That's cold-blooded. Hey, just stay with us. We got you.
Yeah, so Jalen Carter twice might be the one. If he ain't the best, he one of the.
And he going into year 3.
Football league.
This magic year for him, y'all. This is where he gonna go crazy this year.
Dexter Lawrence is already
and acting a nut.
We play him twice. The Ron Payne, we play him twice. He's one of the better.
I say Mozzie go play like him or better.
I hope so, man. Because I'm
year 3 Mozzie is gonna be Deron Payne or better. Mark my words.
Oof. Man, Quentin Williams is all pro. I don't want people to even concern themselves. He's a 3-time Pro Bowl selection. He's a 1-time All-Pro. One of the better defensive linemen in the National Football League. Good against the run and the pass. So that's gonna be
that's
a
a
very
superstar
matchup. For real. Chris Jones is gonna also.
That's the super mega star.
Made 6. Do you know we passed?
I didn't know that.
On Chris Jones?
When?
2016. He was that.
Yeah, I know that, but when was he drafted?
He was drafted in 2016. We used our 2nd-round pick on Jalen Smith. And then 4 spots later, Chris Jones was taken.
That hurt, dog. I didn't know that.
I was talking. Yeah, we passed on Chris Jones for Jalen Smith. And listen, hindsight is 20/20. Because Jalen Smith was supposed to be a generational linebacker. You know, he had the injury, and they thought they could rehab him and get him back to full strength. And you know, fast forward, Chris Jones is still on the Chiefs. He still helping.
But that's the man. That's the boy.
He done made six All-Pro selections.
Chris Jones, dog.
And listen, he was a highly touted, and it's not like he wasn't good coming out of college. He was a highly touted prospect coming out of Mississippi State.
Ain't nobody on the list like him.
He's different. He's different, man. Another defensive tackle that I actually campaigned for at one point, Javon Hargrave, former 49er. Yeah. I forget who he's with right now. I got to go find him.
Man, I remember because we had to do this for the draft because I remember I can't. He might be. He had a good team, though. I remember that. It might be Minnesota, bro. No, that was where Allen went.
It is Minnesota, I think. Minnesota, because Dalvin Tomlinson, DJ Reader, and Tiari Tart. I know Tart is on the Chargers, and I think
Hargrave might even be in Washington, bro. Hold on, let me look it up. Just curious now. You got me curious.
I am too. I should have put the
it's cool. This good though, cause this gets us ready, bro. Like this let's. But see, I'll be man. See, you see how that draft work still working for us, bro. See, we was so ready for that draft, bro. Woo! That tell you, man. I tell you, we was ready for that draft, man. Let's go though. Next.
Let's get it. DJ Reader, and the reason I put an asterisk by DJ Reader name, he might be a Dallas Cowboy before the season starts. I would too. Like, dog, I was standing on the table crying with tears in my eyes, begging and pleading last year for the Dallas Cowboys to get DJ Reader. Like, I was begging for DJ Reader and Derrick Henry. We know we ain't getting neither one of them, but that's what Henny had wanted for us last year. We were a completely different team. Now, we probably wouldn't have been good enough to get Booker, but we would have we would have won some more games.
If we got DJ Reader, bro, and Chubb, dog, I would cry, dog. I would cry, bro. I'd be like, we finna win 13 games.
And then where is Dalvin?
Because the last time I checked, he got paid by the Ravens. Let me see, because I was looking at him last year when I was looking at DTs. He went to the Cardinals?
Yeah, that was.
No, I'm talking about
the Cardinals. Got a couple.
Dalvin went to the Cardinals?
Yeah, Dalvin went to the Cardinals. DJ Reader's with the Lions.
Damn.
Yeah, and listen, we might have actually did all right not getting BJ Hill. He went to Cincinnati, and we know Cincinnati
that's right.
wasn't worth a damn. So
it wasn't the Ravens.
I don't know
because he was with the Browns. My bad.
Yeah, he was the Browns last year. And then we got Hart. So I feel a lot better
with Booker.
You know, going up. Yeah, with Booker as opposed to Hoffman. I'm not saying that Hoffman can't play. But that would have been a long year for Hoffman. And you're right. It's not saying that Hoffman can't play. It's just do you want to wear on Hoffman with this type of trenches? Like, him coming in for spot duty starts is totally different than him having to go the long haul of this. This is shit. This the Green Mile.
And see, what people got to really pay attention to is those two X's. That's 6 games. That's games, it's one name on the list, but it's twice.
So let's see, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 12 games against notable defensive tackles. And I probably could have stretched and added some more if I wanted to, but these are the guys I actually done did my homework.
And then shout out to Generation to Generation, man. They the ones that came up with Winter is Coming. So when y'all hear us say that, y'all need to think about them. Generation to Generation Cowboys. They out of Dallas, man, but their warning is real. It's real, and that's why we having these discussions that we having, that we got to take care of them trenches, man. I know we sound like a spinning wheel, but as we talking about the schedule, but how do you not take it serious when you look at that list that Henny just showed?
Facts. So let's go through this, man. Let's do it 2 ways. So let's run through it without them making moves, and then let's run through it with them making.
Let's go.
Some of the moves.
We're gonna be fast this time. Philly, that took long because they was the champs.
Yeah. All right, Giants.
Either way,
still picking us. Either way, I'm taking us over the Giants. I'm taking us over the Bears as well.
Yeah, they look
like they're gonna be passing.
And they just not. Talent. We got too much talent, man.
Yeah, now listen, I'm not taking anything away from the Bears. They got all kind of firepower. They went and got Luther Burden. They still got Roma Dunze. They got DJ Moore. They spent a first-round pick on a tight end, the boy out of Michigan. And then they still got Cole Kmet. So they got some pass catchers. And we know that they got Ben Johnson. It just, I don't really respect their running back like that. Like, they still got Swift, and he's not the same player that he used to be.
Yeah.
So let's move forward. So I got us. So let's say I just agree with Boss, and we're at 2-1 right now, going with the Green Bay.
So you saying 3-0? I'm saying 2-1. All right.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough to beat Green Bay if Josh Jacobs is on.
Yeah.
That's really my only concern, because they got a premier running back.
We gonna win that
game. They got weapons. They can.
It's revenge for
be able
us.
to beat them?
I always like going on. I like going with the teams that want their revenge. That's why it was a good bet to bet on the Eagles versus Kansas City, because Kansas City took their ring. So that's why they played them so motivated. That's why that pass rush played like it never did. Because Philly pass rush never looked like that, bro, until that game. That was a game to where they wanted their revenge. I think that's gonna be the game to where we go. You a Game of Thrones head, right? Some things is the North remembers. You know what I mean? Like Green Bay was the game that set our misery for 2 years, not 1 year. It put us on a path for misery for 2 years. We was winning consistent home field advantage games up into that game. We was overwhelmingly favored in that game, and they came and smacked the F out of us and put us in a spiral. And the same cats, and I was listening to CeeDee Lamb today, and CeeDee Lamb, he know how to talk in code. They asked him, what corner you want to go against? He was smart. He said, I ain't gonna name it. That makes people want to go at us. My boy Professor O in the building. What's up, man? That's dope. OG Professor.
What's up?
Another content creator, man. He dope. So, but he said, y'all know. He said, y'all know. And you know when we start putting in there, Alexander. Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
He say the name, but he was like, yeah, look. Cause see, that's the one that I promise you, CeeDee Lamb and Michael got circled. I promise on God they got that circle.
You know they do. All right, so F it. I got us 4-0, and you got us 3-1.
Yeah,
so
we starting to get hot now.
4-game start. We're gonna beat the
Yeah, they ain't got nothing. That if we lose, it'll be because we fell asleep. That could be like the Arizona game. And we could fall asleep. That would be a game you could fall asleep on. But talent-wise, we way better.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm gonna say we're gonna beat this, and I like Ted and them. I think they're gonna be a much improved offense. They got Ted. They went out got Jimmy Horn from Colorado. I think they
Hold
got
on real
more
quick.
firepower.
My boy Dallas lost
still-
say L ball. Sorry, you talking about Green Bay? We ain't losing no Green Bay. It ain't even gonna be cold. Oh yeah, we good. We gonna handle them now, bro. I promise you, we gonna handle Green Bay.
Finney said, "I heard DJ Reader might be available. That Dallas might be."
Man, I would
interested
cry,
in him.
bro.
I read a whole article that said that he might be a target,
right.
but we'll see what happens. I'll believe it when I see it. You ain't gonna, just lead me on and have me in my feelings. You ain't gonna tease me. So yeah, I wanted to happen, but we never know. All right, so I got us not losing the game yet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You
this
got
first
us.
Washington game gonna be at the crib.
What? You ain't lost a game yet with you, dog.
And you only made us lose one.
Yeah, I mean.
So the difference is one game.
I'm just
listen.
Damn. Man, do you know how hard it is to be 6-0, bro?
Hey, you got to look at here. A lot of
you
these
got
teams,
us burning hot. Now keep in mind, because see, we could lose to Green Bay because they gonna run the ball. I might come back on that one, bro, because I, like I said earlier, bro, I don't want us this high because Jerry and them ain't gonna make no trade deadline moves.
Dog, if we are balling like this, that means
no, it don't. This also could be because Dak balling out of control with these weapons, and we setting ourselves up and not really preparing for winter ball.
If we stopping, we only winning these games if we stopping the run. Like we're talking about 2 All-Pro running backs, 2 All-Pro, two running backs with rushing titles. If we beat the Eagles,
I'm going back, bro. I'm gonna have us lose to Green Bay just because I want
Green
that.
Bay, we stop Josh.
I want us to lose some game.
I don't want us to lose no NFC game. You better find an AFC team to
keep in mind. Remember, our original argument is how we're currently built.
Yeah, it is how we currently built. But at the same time, like, dog, we are, cause we like the thing that I'm saying is, even if we're not perfect right now, and that's the issue. We really can win a lot of these games if we are the ones playing keep away.
I'm just gonna change mine just because that's how I want it to go. I want us to be at worst 4-2 right now.
4-2 is still not a bad start.
No, I go back to what I said. Let me go back to 5-1, because then I still want us to be aggressive to say, okay, we can win it all now. Just get these final trade pieces, because we should be approaching the trade deadline around about now. What's the trade deadline?
You gotta think about it. Let me Google it real quick.
November 5th. Okay, let's keep playing.
All right. So you at 5-1. Damn. I ain't got to lose in the game yet. I'm full of shit though. So you know I
no, it's realistic. It's realistic. We could be this hot.
All right. What you think about us? Because Washington gonna be at the crib, so I think we'll win that one. The game that I got us losing circled is the damn one up there in cause we always somehow lose to the Broncos. Just going to Denver, playing in Mile High, that defense, it's always rough for us. Matter of fact, Dak Prescott has never beaten us.
I think we're gonna lose to Washington.
I don't think we lose to Washington at the crib. Damn sure know how they construct it.
I looked at Washington, man. Washington really aggressive. They really went for it, bro. Like, I looked at their offseason moves preparing for the draft. It was no team that had as many offseason acquisitions than Washington, bro. They had the most in the league. They threw a boatload of money on their team. Now, they got them some old hags on there, right? They got some retreads on there, but they got some steals on there too. And so they are tooled up in a way that I never respected Washington, but looking at them on paper, I respect what they did in the offseason. It showed maximum aggression. Like all that begging we was doing for Pickens and wide receiver 2, they went in and knocked that out early. That's what people forgot. They got Debo early, right? They went and got Newsom and all kind of people, and they still working. Like, they are really going for it. They looking at it like, and look, so you think we gonna sweep the whole division too, Henny?
No, I just think if we split, we're not going to lose in Dallas. If we split with the Commanders, I'm not choosing the home game to lose, especially a team that struggles to run the football.
Yeah, and then Coach Fowler in the building, he said Washington is marked on the schedule. We would not lose to them. They don't have a pass rush at all.
I mean, yeah, they leading pass rush to the Dallas Cowboys right now. Unless Dogecoin Dorrance is going to have a special.
So you think we go sweep them and Philly?
It's possible, because listen, we got the quarterback. Do your quarterback ever lose?
No, your quarterback go crazy on the division, but I'm also just being honest and recognizing that our division has greatly improved, dog. It's now our division is better, dog. So listen, all right, so I got them losing that, bro.
I'm just saying,
because at some point,
I'm not taking them losing at
your Cowboys do get content when they're winning. We know that. We fall asleep in games, bro. We do. Now, we probably won't fall asleep the Washington game, but it might be the Carolina game. Carolina would be the type of team we'll lose to, bro. Because we, just like, you remember when we got hot with Amari, and we went up there to the Colts and just looked just dog dookie bad. You remember that?
Yeah, but the Colts were
that year they was?
Like, they had a better record than we did.
But we look bad on, man. We look
Colts
bad.
Weren't no pushovers,
bro. Like, we fall asleep. At some point, Henny, all right, let's keep going.
I got us losing to the Broncos.
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say, matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna change mine. We gonna take an L to Carolina. It's gonna shock us, and we gonna have a revenge game on Washington. No,
want something
it
bad to
always
happen.
happens.
Just-
We lose to a team almost every year that we're not supposed to lose to.
Nah, I think
Because
that
remember,
probably be like the
Arizona,
Raiders, just 'cause-
that's what Arizona usually is.
Nah, we're gonna be prepared for Arizona this time because we lost
So,
them the last time.
I'm gonna say we
Kyle
lose to
Burke's gonna be coming
Carolina.
to town. I got us losing to the Raiders. That's the team that
I got us
was
winning
leading
Washington.
to.
Let's keep going.
All right, so let's keep track of this because I got us winning every
Damn.
single one of these games except for the Broncos. So I got us with a win over the Eagles, a win over the Giants, a win over the Bears, Green Bay, over the Jets, over Carolina, over Washington. We're gonna smell ourselves. We're gonna get our ass beat by the
Yeah, we gonna lose.
Let's just we
Yeah.
gonna lose against the Broncos. So I got us 1.
Are we
2,
playing in
3,
Mile
4,
High?
5, 6, 7.
Oh yeah, that's
Of
hard.
course. So I got a 7-1. I think we'll beat the I think we'll beat the Cardinals in a bounce back game. Dak Prescott don't play bad back to back. But I do got us losing against the Raiders because the Genty gonna get like 30 carries. Like the Genty gonna be at the crib. It's gonna be a primetime Monday night game.
I'm gonna
go
stick with you
crazy.
on that too. I'm gonna go L.
Now Eagles are gonna come to the crib.
That's our W. But that's funny, bro. We got it switched. But see, I think we retooling right now. I think this is my logic. The way we built now, we gonna take an L week 1. I think we go retool by the trade deadline, and we go do some Jonathan Hankins type moves or something like that. Whatever we need to do to feel like we're ready for Philly the next time, we go do that by the trade deadline, and we go knock them off this time. It's gonna be revenge for us, and it's gonna be at the house.
No, this gonna be the stretch of games that keep Dak Prescott out of the MVP,
or make him a lock to win it.
Out, because it's gonna be tough to ask us to go Philly, Kansas City, Lions. That's gonna be a tough ass stretch. And the Lions game is in the Motor City, so I don't have us winning the Chiefs game. I don't have us winning the Lions game. I think we'll beat the shit out of Minnesota. I don't see Minnesota being.
Hold on real quick. Let me answer somebody in the chat. Somebody said we're not losing to no weak teams. Lamb got help now. Y'all don't remember we lost to Arizona when they had them backup corners? And we lost with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. Y'all don't remember that? Yeah. We lost to Arizona before, and they had nothing but backups in Dallas. Upsets do happen.
He actually had a 3 touch.
And upsets happen all the time. And see, don't forget, Carolina almost beat the Eagles last year too.
They almost beat the Chiefs.
You see what I'm saying? So like, it ain't just. It's sometimes your team fall asleep. And so like the way that me and Henny going about it, if you having all these win, you go likely slip up because mostly your players. Like Mike McCarthy said that about us. He said we play our worst when we smelling ourselves, when we've been winning. He say our first success more than our first failure. So like, remember we lost to Washington going into the playoffs, and everybody was saying we was finna be one and done going against Brady, and we went and smoked them. Smoked them, right? But that was because we was coming off that bad week 18 loss. You know what I mean? To Washington, got embarrassed. Dak threw 2 pick sixes. It was horrible, right? So everybody was scared, and we walked into that Tampa game focused and smacked them, So, we trying to think along those logical lines too. Is that teams do fall asleep?
Like, hey, you got to say it very well. We shouldn't have lost to the damn Saints. We were riding high. We had just beat the shit out of the Browns. We thought we finna embarrass the Saints, and they went out here and they couldn't even breathe on the boys. They were so open. All the explosive plays and so you are right. Like,
I'm always pick at least one game that doesn't, but I'm gonna still pick it anyway because that does happen. It happened because it happened to us. Remember, Denver
That
came.
makes sense.
Denver came to Dallas. Everybody swore we was gonna beat them, and they dog walked us, bro.
They went crazy on us, man.
But let's keep going though. It's fun.
All right.
We was at
see.
the Raiders.
So,
I'm gonna give us an L on that too.
all right.
As we're
I got
currently
an L
built.
at the Raiders. Now at the crib against the
I
Eagles.
say that
what
we
you
win.
say? We gonna lose.
I say
to the
we
Eagles?
lose the first one, we win the second one.
All right. We're going to. That's going to be one of the only games we win down the stretch. So I'll take the dub against the Eagles. We're going to lose to Patrick Mahomes, a lifelong Dallas Cowboy fan, getting his first opportunity to play in Dallas on a nationally televised game on Thanksgiving in front of all his friends and family. He finna lose his fucking mind. Patrick Mahomes is going to have like 5 touchdowns.
We get the dub on Kansas City.
Man, no. We're not finna beat the Chiefs. But like I said, I disagree with you about the first games. We're gonna have different win-loss rates by the time this is over.
Hold on. How we currently built? No, we take a L.
How we currently built, remember. It's currently built. We're gonna take an L against them. All right, Lions. We're gonna lose to the Lions because they're going to run
another
the
L. Yep.
At the crib.
Panic is setting in bad.
All right. Now listen, the trade deadline is already over. If we haven't traded for anybody, it's over with by now. We're going to beat the Minnesota Vikings because I don't believe J.J. McCarthy, first year back from an ACL reconstruction, is going to be this elite quarterback. Right? I don't think they got weapons. I don't know how consistently he's going to get them the ball. Part of his game is predicated on his mobility. I don't know if that's going to be there this year. So if J.J. McCarthy is still the quarterback by the time that we roll over there and see them boys, we're going to win that game. We're going to beat the Chargers as well. Because even though they went and got on Marvin and Hampton, I don't trust them to stick with the run. I do not. They're going to have to show me throughout the course of the season. And if they show me the first 15, 14 games that they a real running team, I might change my answer on that. We're gonna beat. Listen, I think the Commanders are a good team.
You didn't let me pick the Chargers.
Position by position.
Go ahead. We lose to the Chargers.
That's fair.
And Panic is going bad because Harbaugh's gonna run the ball. He gonna make sure he don't put it on. And this is currently how we're built. This is just based on how we're built now. If we get DJ Reader, my whole list changes. Right.
Mine too.
Yeah, I might say we are defeated on every one of these. I swear to God, I will. But my prediction gonna be like we supposed to beat all of them. Yeah. Real talk. For real too.
Damn sure.
No bullshit. Sure. Like for real. Like, but go. Let's go. So based on how we currently built, I know we would have retooled by now, though. We would have definitely got that one take by now. But I'm gonna stay with the same game and play the game. I got a super chat by the Lunatic. He said Vegas got us 7.5 wins. Damn.
Yeah, easy.
That's
money.
easy.
I'm sure gonna take the over.
Oh, I'm taking that.
What you say about $2,000? How much? I wonder how much $2,000 gets us for the over. We put $2,000 on there. How much is that? I need y'all to calculate that shit because I might be
7.5 wins and Dak the quarterback. Man, y'all.
All you got, we won 7 without Dak.
My boy so James say the Cowboys will not panic. Not the Cowboys team, the fans. So like if we lose to the Chargers, and see because you got to think about how we gonna be feeling. You, according to how we predicting it, you lost to Kansas City. You lost to Detroit. You got to win over Washington. You lost to the Chargers. So you 1-3, and you at the end of the season. You starting to get at the end of the season. So then it's gonna be a lot of talking about the Cowboys. They started hot, but they're not finishing strong. It's gonna be a lot of noise, y'all. So it's gonna be panicked by the fans. We wouldn't be able to handle no bumps at the end. And the media gonna be shooting us like shooting big holes in us if we melt down at the end or even look like we trending down. They go make it a crisis.
I agree with you on that. They probably gonna lose their shit, but we shall persevere. I got us beating them because they gonna have,
You gotta say it. Back-to-back losses, y'all ninjas gonna be in the ICU. She is not lying. I swear that's gonna happen, bro. Back-to-back losses, Cowboy Nation, boy, they gonna lose it. we gonna be one and done. Man, I hate that. It's gonna be crazy. Just watch.
And listen, it might not even be Dak.
And they still gonna blame you, bro. It's gonna be crazy. The radio gonna be crazy. It's gonna be cannibalized. Everybody gonna be eating each other's children.
Man, listen, Dak Prescott could throw for 30. Listen, Dak Prescott could throw for 39 touchdowns and 4 picks, and you probably still could be a 10-win team.
That's the fact.
That's just the fact.
There's no lie. You told no lies, sir.
Because the way your defense is set up, Trayvon Diggs is gonna miss a prolonged period of time. The Marvin Overshawn gonna miss a prolonged period of time. You still only have one tech. Your safety's gonna be new. So we're going in. I'm doing this thinking my defense is gonna be better than what they were last year. If they're still the same defense, they're gonna get 30 ball every time they get on the field. Then I'm changing all my shit. I'm just thinking with a healthy Micah Parsons and improved Maji Smith, and some of these acquisitions, a couple of these acquisitions panning out.
Listen, our defense gonna be top 5. We get Rita. Our defense gonna be top 3. Our defense gonna be top 2. Our defense might be the best.
Running mate. Yeah, listen, if you can't run against this front, you really can't pass against this front because you got some.
Man, look at our pass rushes, man. Look at our edges, bro. All of them get to the quarterback, bro. And people, Fowler go ape crazy if they give him his snaps. I would put him at the tail end.
Micah,
I would put it. I know we hype on him, but he a rookie, man. You know what I'm saying? I still gotta slow that shit down. It take them 3 years too, right? Even though he got the most natural and the most seasoned, give him your 3. I expect Sam Williams. All I need to do is look at Sam Williams one time. Once I see what he look like, that's gonna tell me everything. Boys is sleeping on this freak. Sam Williams is a bona fide freak, bro. Our edge is finna act a damn fool. The lunatic with the super chat, he said, I ain't mean to cut you off.
Hold that thought. Let me read King G, then I'll read the lunatics. Shout out to King G for the super. He said better at home or on the road this year. Shit, we're going to play more road games this year. So hopefully we're better on the road. Hopefully we're better on the road.
I just need to know where we playing and who we playing. Because, see, let me just tell y'all something. Let me read the super chat and I'll go back. He said, support new Cowboys media. Jones hearing our voices. Appreciate the lunatic. You always been 100, my brother. Listen, y'all, I've always called home field advantage, and that when we was on that streak, that was more about who we played, not where we played. Correct. So I always call that junk science. It's your matchups. It's who you going against that mostly matters. Because people really fell for that thought. It was the here we go. No, it wasn't the here we go offense. Oh, they could hear the here we go. No, it wasn't that. It's we was playing. Because, see, remember when Dak won 11 games straight? We won more road games that year.
Mm-hmm. One in Green Bay, one against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. We won some.
Yeah, we knocked out some giants in their house. So it's about the matchup. So if you want to know what's gonna likely happen, look at the matchup and where it is more than you look at the location.
Hey, shout out to the lunatic on my end with the CashApp, man. My brother said for Dak owns 52 versus 1 versus Jalen Hurts, DC for L. That's real talk though, man, because the reason I feel so confident, even with the division getting better, is Dak Prescott usually beats them boys. He usually has great games against them. You know, statistically, they get the dub. So
with Dak against the division, yeah.
Like, I'm always take Dak against the division because he got the track.
I wouldn't go
I
wouldn't go with that cut and dry though, to be honest.
No,
and the reason is
fair.
because your division is way better than what Dak is used to going against too. Like, so Dak definitely owns Philly, which is saying a lot because Philly usually always has good teams. So that shows he's a monster.
Correct.
But this is a whole new Washington. I can't just be as certain on this Washington, to be honest.
This Washington lost to Cooper Rush. And then they needed a game-winning drive.
Nah, I agree with that. It's just that I'm looking at their management different. I'm looking at their coaching different.
No, it's better. Like, I'm not taking anything away from the Washington Commanders, but I'm just saying, go position for position with me, boss, shall we?
With Washington?
Who has? Yeah, let's go compared to the Dallas Cowboys. You see
Okay.
why I'm talking the way I'm talking.
Dallas.
Better quarterback. All right, better wide
Dallas.
receiver 1.
Dallas.
Better wide receiver 2. All right, better tight end.
Dallas.
Probably a wash. You might
Dallas.
get the edge to Dallas, but yeah. Better. All right, better
Dallas.
edge rusher. All right. Let's see. Better. They got us at defensive tackle. I ain't got to even mention it. Deron Payne is better.
He
than
equal to
everything
Mozzie.
we got. So I'm giving.
Yep.
You think he equal right now?
I think they the same player now.
That's
Yep.
real love.
I'm
right
standing
there.
on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it over and over till it happens. Mozzie is gonna be Deron Payne, young Deron Payne, year 3. I'm standing on it.
Yeah,
Stamp.
let's stamp it.
Put it down.
Let's call it a push then. Let's call it.
This year 3 Mozzie,
man.
man.
Listen. You selling me on it. I feel gangster about my predictions then. All right, you talking about we gonna lose games. We ain't gonna lose no games. Okay.
We don't get that other one
right,
check to
let's
help
move
Mozzie.
forward
Yes,
then.
we are gonna lose some games.
You ain't lying. I'm just saying.
I'm with
you.
Shit.
All right, let's move forward. I will give them linebacker because they have 2 All-Pro linebackers right now. Washington does.
I get him
Lulu
Washington.
and Bobby Wagner.
I get him linebacker.
Yeah, I think they both made All-Pro teams last year, if I'm not mistaken. When healthy, I think I take out my corners because when healthy,
All day, every day.
And I think we might have them
We
back
better.
by the time we play.
I like that. I'm glad we went line by line because you're right. We way better than Washington. Yeah,
Even at running back.
This exercise kind of put it in. It put it in perspective. And I think what made me respect Washington though was, obviously when we was doing that draft work and preparing for the draft, and we was both doing research on all the off-season acquisitions, and I was seeing how aggressive they were, So that just made me respect it. It was like these boys is truly going for it like no other team. Yeah, and they right, and I've seen them lean on that run. Yeah, I like what you said about that. Like we could sweep Washington. We could.
Yeah, and listen, it's possible
They
Washington
could.
gets one of these games. I'm not saying it's out the realm of possibility. I just think if you just go player for player and you just really break it down, and then you think about what happened last year when we were a sorry ass team and they were a decent team, what happened? I think that you would lean to the Dallas Cowboys a little bit. Now don't let one of these gambles they took at running back hit. Don't let us have a run game.
If
one
we
thing
lean on the
we
run,
gotta discuss.
and let's say if we get Chubb, bro, we gonna be just like 2016 or better. We gonna be better.
Yeah, listen, that because we got
a more seasoned quarterback, right? And the defense is gonna be way better than 2016.
Yeah, we were trying to keep that defense off the field.
That's this Dallas Cowboys is being slept on. Like,
shout out to Popeye.
Yeah, what did he say?
5-piece. He said, so if Dallas steamrolls Philly and Washington, should Dallas be considered Super Bowl contenders because one won the Super Bowl and the other made it to the NFC Championship? Dallas Cowboys don't get that leeway.
I don't want them to have that leeway.
They always beat those teams, and that has never translated to us competing.
I don't want Dallas ever going into the playoffs again favored and loved. I want us going into the playoffs disrespected. I just think we play better that way.
I want everybody to say it's. I want everybody, even if we the 1 seed.
Yep.
I want everybody to pick against.
I want it every time.
Like Dallas go
Dallas. That's
Dallas
what I want.
Dallas.
I want all of the Dallas go Dallas. That's what I want. Like, I don't want what we walked into with Green Bay. We was way overconfident. I could see it too, bro.
Boy, them Negroes
exactly.
Victory
Yeah.
And shit.
Hey, you know what's sad, bro? I knew we was gonna lose. I knew it.
Do you remember what I will talk about on your show?
Because we was the ones warning that don't sleep on Green Bay because the everybody else was saying, oh man, if you scared, boss, go to church and all of that. We don't lose at the house and all of that. And this is when I'm gonna tell you when I knew we was gonna lose. I already had a bad feeling, but I'm gonna tell you when I knew we was gonna lose. When I went to that event and I saw the players, and I looked them in their eyes, bro.
What were they?
They was on them trees, and I ain't tripping on trees because everybody do that now. That ain't against the law. And the league don't test for that. But it ain't just about being on trees. It was the playoffs. You was at an event, and then when the event ended, y'all was still hanging around and y'all had a game the next day. Yeah, and see, it reminded me of how my team got upset when I was in high school because we had one of the best teams in the nation. We was number 3 in the nation, right? I had 33 people that I played with that had scholarships in college. D1, 33. Okay? That's a lot of cash, bro, playing D1 ball. I had a super squad, bro. We partied the day before. We kicked it. We took for granted North Mesquite. We took them for granted. We thought we was gonna roll them. Man, they came in there and we had hangovers.
They won't need time on your ass.
And it happens. It does happen. You can fall asleep. And when I saw them and they were just hanging around, bro, I said, these dudes ain't focused, bro. I saw it. I said, we finna lose Green Bay, bro. We finna walk in that game and sleep. And they did. And I told a dude that night, I saw a dude that night, man, and he said, what's gonna happen? I said, bro, I hate to say this, I'm gonna die hard. We gonna lose. I knew it. But that's why I don't like it when we be over pumping up the Cowboys. It's like you gotta have a balanced approach with them. It's almost like you gotta treat the Cowboys like you treat sedity women, right? You never blow up a woman's head when you know she already think too much of herself. Just don't do that. You gotta treat her like she all right. You know what I mean? Because everybody else sweating. You can't do that. You definitely ain't gonna have no chance. You ain't gonna have no chance. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with the Cowboys. When they doing great, it's one of those, you talk to them like, man, good job, but that's, this ain't it. Yeah, this ain't it. This ain't really nothing until you do it in the playoffs. Like, even if you proud of them, you got to talk to them like that.
Yeah, Hill quarter high, quarter Cowboy.
Yeah, he went to Carter. Yeah, generation. Yep. We caught him, man. It's Southside. Yeah, but. So
let me ask you a question real quick, man. Because I completely lost track of this shit.
We stopped at the Chargers, and I said we was gonna lose because they're gonna run the ball.
So where are you graded at? Because which ones you got us losing?
I got us losing Philly. Yeah,
You said
I
Carolina.
said
too.
Carolina. I said we lose
said
to
Broncos.
Washington and the Broncos.
All right, that's 4.
To the Raiders, that's
You got us
5.
losing to the Raiders too, right? Then to the Chargers.
I got us losing to Kansas City. I got us losing Detroit.
Okay.
I got us losing to the Chargers.
All right, that's already 8 losses.
Yep.
So this is 9-18.
Based on how we currently built, that's exactly
We're
what
not
I
gonna
see
make the
happening.
playoffs.
And I feel like,
Yeah, this
we
not a
go,
playoff team.
we gonna be around 10-8. 10-7. Based on how we currently built. Now, if we get DJ Reader, I'm gonna change that drastically.
Man, that shit crazy. All right, let's see.
We gotta also keep in mind we got a first-year head coach.
Yeah, we do got a first-year head coach. That is fair, but we gonna play a couple of first-year head coaches too.
I say that
just want-
because
I-
the skill sets to manage a team is totally different than the skill sets of managing one side of the ball. So when you the overseer of the whole thing, it's about, to me, the leadership skills and the ways that you keep your guys fighting. And see, that's one thing about Mike McCarthy. Whatever you can say about him, you cannot say he didn't finish strong. You cannot say that he didn't show head coaching skills in December. Don't fucking lie. If you say that, you're a liar. Mike McCarthy didn't matter whether it was backups, quarterbacks, or Dak. We finished strong with him, bro. So, and that was his head coaching skills. That was somebody who knew and had certain benchmarks of a season and who knew how to turn it up during different portions of the season. So, and it's certain things that you learn when you've been a head coach a while. And he would talk about some of those lessons about knowing how to read his players, knowing when their legs was gone, knowing when to have easier practices to try to get them back, how to manage through those short weeks. You know what I mean? Like, how do you prepare sometimes 2 weeks in advance because you got two teams that's playing in a short window? Like, the managing of a whole team, we got to give Brian time to also learn that. And that's just being honest. So to predict that he's going to hit it out the park year one, I think that's delusion.
I mean, that's fair. But it will also depend on how the season is going. It's easy to steer the ship when niggas is winning. If they come out here and they're winning games, like I think that's a lot easier to to manage than if they go through a rough patch. They come out getting towed up by everybody. They lose the first 2 games or something. Like, shit can really go out the rail if you come out and lose your first 2, right? Like that would be like the worst case scenario for Brian Schottenheimer year 1.
Right.
But if you got shit to build on, if your first win is an upset against Philly, they're drinking Kool-Aid. They bought in. Like, Brian Schottenheimer cannot do any wrong in that locker room at that point. If you come out here and you embarrass Philadelphia during they ring celebration, like, you can use that to propel yourself through the first portion of the season.
So let me also do my next one, assuming that we retooled properly going into the season.
So before we go, you got wins over Washington and New York to end the season, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So
We going out winning.
All right, cool. So 9-8. So you had 9-8, and I think
that's based on how we're tuned now. So my next one is gonna be if we went with and we got the one tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we got one tech, and I'm gonna just stop with that. If we got some run stop, one more run stop in there to help Mozzie, right? Somebody we can trust. I would say then we beat Philly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We get them out the gate. In their house, we get them. Okay. So then I would also say that we don't lose to Carolina. We just too good now. It's just I would also say we take a loss then to Washington because we too hot. Like we so hot. At some point we go slip. No, we go win Washington too. We'll be burning hot. We'll lose to Denver. That's the one we'll lose. We'll beat Arizona. We'll beat the Raiders.
We go sweep Philly.
We'll sweep Philly.
If we beat them in Philly, we sweep Philly.
Yeah. We'll lose Kansas City and Detroit. We'll beat Minnesota. Mm-hmm. We'll beat the Chargers, and we'll win out. And we'll be a top seed, and we'll be playing. We'll be basically giving Dak and them a rest on New York.
All right, cool. So let's see. That's you only got us losing to the Broncos, to the Chiefs, and the Lions. That's only 3 losses.
Yep.
So you got us 14-3.
Yep. I got us hot as hell. I think people sleeping on Dallas, bro. I know people sleeping on Dallas. Like, Dallas is real close to being literally top 3 in the league, bro. San Fran is now dead. They're dead. Green Bay ain't even close. When you go look at their acquisitions and you go look at our acquisitions, Green Bay ain't touching us. Detroit, they go be tough. Right? Mm-hmm. Washington, they went forward. So they somebody we might go back to back on, like in terms of that's a team we can go 1-1, and Philly can go 1-1, just because those are the teams that match us talent wise. But I think Philly talent wise is just as good as us, and that's where we could also go 1-1. But I'll predict a sweep if we stop the run with them.
That's true.
And if we do take a loss, it'll only be that first one. It'll be only that first one. Because then the reason why I say we not going to take the loss on the second Philly game, because by then our corner should be returning.
I agree. And shout out to my pops in the chat box. He said, have you ever seen a batter hit it out the park on the first time at bat? Give the coach a chance. Everybody had to start somewhere. Hey, listen, we get the team together, we're gonna come out swinging.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I talked about that is just because I'm being realistic on coaches needing to also learn. That's all. It's one of those things where it's not about not having faith or having faith. It's just talking logical. That's all. It's measuring the Kool-Aid. It's like, I have faith in the team. I like the talent, but to act like that there's no learning curve is, I'm not going to ever drink Kool-Aid without measuring. That has never been my style. So I'm going to just look at it for what it is, that I expect Brian Schottenheimer to have a couple of head coaching stumbles. He's a first-time head coach. Now, could he be a natural because of, obviously, him being groomed so long? I would say that.
How long has he been a coach? I think this is an unnatural long amount of time between coming in the league and having a head coaching gig.
I think he has probably the best training of all time.
Let me see when he first got into the NFL. Because he done been to the college ranks and some more stuff, and he just now becoming a head coach at 51 years old. So let me see how long this dude been. So I know he's been around the game since he was in Pampers because of his daddy. But he first became an assistant coach in 1997.
So that's about 30. That's about 26 years, something like that.
It's 30
This
years.
boy Gio say, "Are y'all effing crazy? The Cowboys ain't better than the Packers, man. Say the Packers ain't hitting on nothing. What you talking about?
Y'all might not even have J.A. Alexander. Y'all talk about trading that man.
Man, Packers ain't, man. You acting like Packers just like been dominating. Packers ain't hitting on shit like that, man. Stop it.
They beat us and that's it. That was it. They barely got into the playoffs and they beat the Dallas Cowboys and they went one and done this year.
How you gonna stick your little bit ass chest out over some Green Bay ass bullshit?
Them motherfuckers were third. They were third in their division last year.
Yeah, third ass. Get out of here, man. And then my boy Dave said he was raised to be a coach. See, that's one thing that's gonna give Brian Schottenheimer an advantage. Those dinner table talks.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Jay Rod also had hit you with a 199. He said, "What the fuck? We have 3 Thursday games? No, we have 4. We have an NFL record 4 Thursday night games.
We got 4?
4. We have 4. Because remember, the Lions game is also on a Thursday night. The Christmas Day game is on a Thursday. We start on a Thursday. So yeah, we got 4. We have an NFL record 4 Thursday night football games.
Damn.
First time in history it's ever happened.
That's because that's because everybody want to see Dallas, man. Cause ain't that something, bro? Philly won the Super Bowl and they like kick it off with Dallas.
Yep.
That show you how magnetic we are, man. That shows you everything about the magnetism of the Dallas Cowboys. That says it all, bro.
Real shit. Now listen, mine is short. I think we're favored in every game we get DJ Reader. So I'm not even gonna pick us to lose a game. We're gonna lose a game because that's just part of the course. But we'll be favored in every single game if we have DJ Reader on this team. So if that's the case, then it'd be a waste of time for me to go to.
I'll favor us.
I damn sure favor us.
I'll favor us. If we get a run stopper in here with Mozzie,
it's over with.
With the edge play that we got.
And I think we got some very quality linebacker depth. Like I think Kenneth Murray is going to play a lot better in this scheme than what he did with Tennessee, and he wasn't half bad in Tennessee.
All I tell people is this: when has Matt Eberflus ever had bad linebacker play?
He hasn't.
He ain't never had bad linebacker play. Like one thing about Matt Eberflus is linebackers become like amazing under him, bro. Wherever he goes, linebackers play great. That's why we wanted him to be the head coach. I mean, defensive coordinator, not Rod. Because he earned it. And it was obvious. And he didn't have to have the top talent either. Boys just played good with him, bro. So, our linebacker play, bro, man, put a one tech in front of him, man. With Mozzie, we gonna be stupid, and I'm telling you, our defense gonna be top 3, especially when them corners come back, bro.
That's really what I'm gonna say to this, because Dallas Law said y'all sleep on the corner issue. The only issue for the corners is that they not healthy yet. Once Revel and Diz get back and Butler get back, we're gonna have a great cornerback room. We just gotta hold the fort down till they make it.
Let me talk to Gio. He said Packers won 11 games in the best division in football. Y'all not the best division? We the best division. Hell you mean? No, the East is the best division. I don't care what your weak-ass record is. And y'all weak-ass, what happens when it get tough?
Fold.
Yeah, y'all fold. Packer, no.
The Lions lost to the Commanders. The Vikings were one and done. The Green Bay Packers were one and done.
Who was sitting in the NFC Championship?
2 NFC East teams.
Yeah, the East teams. Don't you ever, I mean what I say, Packer guy. Don't you ever look down your big ass nose at our division. We got the greatest division in sports, period. The most Super Bowls, which is the ultimate thing, is our division. We have the most. Y'all not the best. Stop it. You need to see, I ain't gonna never let y'all boys ever walk in here and not recognize royalty. Y'all, Green Bay, you better recognize royalty. Yeah. Your division is actually one of the worst divisions when it comes to rings, homeboy.
Nah, you capped out, Gio. You ain't got no better defense. You ain't got no better quarterback. You don't know you got a better coach. You ain't ever
Oh my
seen
God.
Like,
Love? Man, I was looking at Love last year. You know you was cussing at the TV at Love, bro. Yo, stop the cap.
That man was throwing like he had his eyes closed.
Just stop all that capping, man. See, this one thing I'll never let y'all do. I ain't gonna never let none of y'all ever cap on my Cowboys, bro. I don't care how bad it get. I don't care how long we've been waiting. I don't care how long we've been waiting. We not you. I'd rather be me and Henny than you all day. I'd rather be in the plus seats and losing like we've been losing than even winning like you've been winning. Because you ain't still winning like us, even though you want to be us.
Yeah. Overshown get back gonna be over with too.
Yeah,
The
boy.
linebacker core
See,
coming
that's
back.
where we gonna probably get hot at the end. That's the thing we gotta account for is the return of these killers that's gonna be returning. So if Diggs coming back, Butler coming back, you know, Overshown coming back, we gonna be having some straight heat, and them boys gonna be straight fresh. They gonna be fresh, and they gonna be hungry, cause we gonna likely still be winning, and they gonna want to be a part of that.
Facts. I can see it. Nah, you ain't looking down on the Cowboys, cause last time I checked, the Green Bay Packers ain't shit.
Yeah, y'all ain't did shit. Like what have y'all done? Like y'all had
They beat the Cowboys with a Super Bowl. They ain't did shit.
I mean, and I give them credit for that. I definitely give them credit for winning lately against us. They've been out on a major streak. I'm not gonna take away from Green Bay on their streak, but it's no way that any of us should ever let Green Bay look down their nose at us, because even when they beat us, they just turn around and lose the next week. It's like they Super Bowl is beating Dallas, and then they go back into being who they are, nothing. You go back to being nothing. Because you beat us in 2016. You took out a hot team, and then you went out and got blown out by Atlanta, so you beat that for nothing. Like, see, I don't do all that. Like, yeah, we beat you stuff. Like, did you actually get the whole thing done? Like, y'all literally had one of the greatest quarterback and the most skilled quarterback to ever play, only got one ring out of him. That's a loss. That's a loss.
That happened twice.
How you had Aaron Rodgers only get one ring out of him?
Yeah, Brett Favre got only one ring out of him.
That's pathetic as hell.
He had 40 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play, got 2 rings to show for it.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, but I gotta go though, man. God bless America. I got shit to do. I gotta.
I enjoyed it, man.
Time with the family.
Yeah, let me say this real quick. Oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, bro.
I just say this real quick, man. Thank you, Henny, for driving. I got my computer back, y'all. Sadly, I'm gonna have to rebuild everything from scratch again. So y'all give me about a week, because I gotta rebuild all them shows again. I gotta rebuild The Final Word. I gotta rebuild Boss Cowboy Sports. I gotta rebuild Boss Land, literally from scratch. I gotta rebuild all of it. So obviously I got the templates and stuff for it, but you know, when you got it as seamless as I have it, you got to program a lot of stuff. So I appreciate y'all greatly for the cash apps, because, you know, I also paid for a new upgrade in my computer and added a terabyte of hard drive, so it'll never happen again. You know what I'm saying? Because what's started happening is my C drive start filling up, so making my computer run funny. So me having a terabyte now, that ain't gonna never happen again. So another terabyte I added to it. So we appreciate just all the support that y'all do, all the cash apps. If y'all want to help out the cash app again, it's Boss Cowboy Sports. But y'all really been doing it, and I really appreciate it, because I ain't even been asking, man. I ain't even been asking. I look in there, man. Had a guy this morning, you know, basically pay for my computer upgrade, put $100 in there. Just, boss, I appreciate the content. And I appreciate y'all being patient as, you know, I'm trying to get through this period without my computer. And once again, Henny, he was like, bro, I'll drive for you. I know you go at 8. I'll go ahead and drive the car. You get in the passenger seat, and I got you. And so I appreciate you holding me down, big dog. It's always easy to do shows with you. We also gonna probably have a nice war tomorrow, brother. We got some Philly dudes coming in. We gonna talk about game 1 and just talk about, you know, season and all that kind of stuff. And then obviously, I'm gonna be doing it with straight killers. I'm gonna be doing it with Henny and Landlord. So likely I'm gonna sit back, because them dudes is crazy. They crazy, bro. So that's my final word.
Yeah, man. My final word is this, man. The Dallas Cowboys, man, are a much better team than people will give them credit for. They're not complete. There's still some areas where they need to come out here and improve on. So, you know, I'm not sipping on Kool-Aid just yet. But the moment they get what I want, I'm going Jim Jones, nigga. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, and we going up and yonder.
Me too.
It's a wrap at that point.
Yeah, get that one tech. Get Chubb. I'm drinking all the Kool-Aid.
It's a wrap at that point.
Man, I'm going all. I'm gonna be annoying.
Man, I'm gonna be unbearable regardless, man. Because I think we can still win regular season games. I just think that those flaws will show up in the postseason. I don't want that. I want to go ahead and be a real contender, be able to stop the run the ball, have explosive plays in the passing game. I want to be a complete team. I want to be a complete team going to the postseason. So, it is what it is. I'm ready to go ahead and, be able to root for my Cowboys in peace. Y'all can shoot whoever y'all want to shoot, though, because y'all know y'all got tools for a reason. So if anybody wants to blow somebody's head off in the chat box, you're more than welcome to. You never had to ask for permission. When I gave y'all the ratchet, I told y'all can whack anybody, ask questions later. We shoot first, nigga. Bomb first.
I will say this, though. Gio ain't said nothing out of line, unless he said something that I didn't see,
I'm just saying.
I'm so cool with that, man. I goes back and forth. I can handle it. So if he talking, I'm gonna talk back.
But I'm just saying, if he talking crazy to the Maz, he can be shot.
Okay.
I'm
cool with it, just as long as it's respectful. He been respectful to me. I ain't see nothing unless he said something that I ain't see. He been alright.
Yeah, I haven't seen it myself, but you guys, if there's an issue, y'all are strapped. Y'all ain't gotta ask for permission.
That's real though.
You gotta ask for forgiveness.
That's right. Go ahead. Yeah. I ain't mad at that.
But yeah, man, I got to handle some business. Got to spend some time with the wife. I got some shit to prepare for in the morning. So, in the words of my brother, West Coast Cowboy, man, never look down because the star